This is a story of a guy who shouldn't be here sitting here telling you a story about addiction.
I had career successes, monetary successes, and was able to retire from that business when I was 29. 4 years later, I'm living on the streets of Phoenix.
My younger brother ended up as a crystal meth addict. Fighting that battle with my parents and seeing the huge devastation and damage to them as human beings and as loving parents is heartbreaking.
In the last 12 months, there have been 106,000 deaths due to overdose. I think the best way to prevent drug abuse is to never start.
I'm Steve Moak, co-founder of Coalition for Youth Drug Abuse Prevention.
I'm Jeff Taylor. I am a co-founder of the Stop Starts Here. I'm a board member and I work in government affairs.
My name is Seth Liebson. I'm the president and co-founder of the Coalition for Youth Drug Abuse Prevention.
I'm Hugh Hallman. I was the mayor of the city of Tempe and a council member before that for 12 years all total.
The only way to prevent this is to never start. And that's really the message that we've gotten away from, and that's what we're out here to do.
One of our greatest challenges in the current environment is that the kinds of drugs being made available to our young people especially change daily. What is missing currently is a focus and attention to the entire prevention message.
The truth is you had to be vigilant about this, and we haven't been. Instead, we've gotten off on the wrong track and focused on treatment, when in fact what the science shows is you can stop this from ever starting. One of the most beautiful pieces of social research on our side here, in our efforts here, is that if you can get a child to the age of 21 without ever initiating the use of drugs, the chances they will ever start, chances they will ever get involved in addiction or go down the road of addiction are practically zero.
I wish I had never started. And I'm very engaged in this because I am weary and tired and worn out emotionally in going to young people's funerals.
We have a major crisis in this country that too few are doing anything about. We want to do something about it, and we think we can. So the Stop Starts Here is an important campaign message because it implies a lot of different things. Children, young adults, they're offered drugs, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. They may be offered something at a party, or a dance, or a retreat that they think is one thing when it's in fact something far more dangerous.
The solutions start with you, and every one of us has to engage. Because if you think that you're going to avoid drug and alcohol addiction for yourself, your family, people you know, you're absolutely wrong, because it is everywhere. And that's probably the most important thing that each of us can understand. None of us is alone in fighting this battle.
We're going to meet the parents where they are, we're going to meet the grandparents where they are. I don't think anyone else is doing it. It's high time someone did, and we are.
We've got to start sooner, we've got to start younger, and we've got to say that there is no safe drug use, period. And that needs to be the message. And there's no singular voice in the United States right now that's saying that. What we're looking to do is be that voice. We want our message to get to your kids, your sons and daughters, before the drug dealer's message does.
We're going into social media. We're going to do what the Drug Free America campaign did with This Is Your Brain on Drugs campaign, except we're going to social media where the youth now live, and we're going to be bold, and we're going to advocate strongly, and we're going to advocate powerfully.
I would just like people to think of how many families that you have seen destroyed by this epidemic that we are currently experiencing. I'd like to take a moment and just see how this has shattered families. And wouldn't it have been a much better pathway if there was a strong message out there?
We need our youth to remember the stop does start here. You never know what's going to be in that one pill you take. You never know what's going to be in that one hit from that joint that you are handed. You got to say no right there and right then. That's what the Stop Starts Here means.